best wildcard team for FPL Gameweek 3? Well, I'm using the latest form versus fixture charts to create that optimal team. Let's get this one to 500 likes and subscribe if you don't already. Let's get into it. Starting with the form charts then, and these are going to become increasingly informative as the weeks go by and we get more results in. But looking at the top three, in third place it's Spurs, who have been in fine goal scoring form, getting 4 past Everton last weekend. In second place it's Brighton, 2 wins in 2 now for them. But out in front it's Manchester City with 2 really convincing attacking performances. So let's have a look at the top targets from those 3 sides. I've taken the predicted points over the next 4 game weeks from Fantasy Football Hub. You can get these yourself with 50% off. Win your league or your money back. Link in the description. That offer ends at the end of the week. In third place from Spurs, it's Brennan Johnson on 16.9 predicted points. I think while Solanke Kulusevski could share minutes in the next few weeks, Johnson's still nailed on the right side of the Spurs attack. Maddison in the middle, 17.7 predicted points. He's really benefiting from having a target man. That's become obvious in his creativity, and he's having shots on goal himself. But out in front on 22.8 predicted points, it is Son. You get what you pay for with that 10 million. A brace in game week 2 and really look to be enjoying cutting in and coming inside. Moving on to Brighton then, and in third place of their assets, it's Minter on 17.3 predicted points. He's looked great since joining on that right wing. The only concern is that he does have the tendency already to share minutes with Adingra. In second place, looking to the opposite flank, and probably my favourite Brighton asset, it's Karo Mitoma, 18.5 predicted points for him. 2 attacking returns in 2 games, a really exciting prospect in FPL, but narrowly beating him in the predictions, it's João Pedro. He is central, not always the 9, sometimes the 10 until Welbeck comes off, but he is on penalties and he is consistently getting 90 minutes. So he's definitely got the most upside of the Brighton attack and still coming in at a really nice price tag. Moving on to Manchester City then, in third place, a player we've not seen in full flow yet is Phil Foden, 23 predicted points. Hopefully you can start to get a string of starts in the side. I really need to see him starting and playing 90 before investing in him myself though. In second place it's Kevin De Bruyne, who had 4 shots against Ipswich and looks like he could be a great alternative to Haaland or an addition to Haaland. Obviously he comes in at that expensive price tag. It's very difficult to fit them both in, but there's definitely an argument for it looking at how City's form has been at the start of the season. But of course in first place, 29.4 predicted points, it's got to be Erling Haaland. A really resounding performance against Ipswich. He's already got 4 goals for the season in his first 2 games. Says that he's never felt better. A huge season coming up for him and Manchester City once again. Looking at the fixture charts then, Spurs and Manchester City towards the bottom. This is taken from Fantasy Football Hub. It's looking at attack potential over the next 4 game weeks. In third place is Crystal Palace, a side that have yet to get off the mark in terms of points in the Premier League table so far. Southampton, another side that have struggled for form, in second place. Out in front though, that fixture swing we've been waiting for Aston Villa is finally here. Lots of acquisition in the transfer market for their assets this week. We're going to have a look at the best targets from these 3 sides. Starting off with Crystal Palace then, and it's rare to mention a defender, but wing-backs in FPL are gold, and Munoz, 13.5 predicted points. Looks like he could be an option. Given the changes in this Crystal Palace side, he certainly seems to be direct in their attacking play. In second place, it's Mateta on 18.5 predicted points. There were rumours that he was keen to leave in this window to get Champions League football, so that's one to monitor before the transfer window closes on Friday. But in first place, still competing with the big boys in terms of the premiums, it's Eze, 26.2 predicted points. He's had more shots than any other player in the Premier League so far this season with 12. Really, really unlucky not to get points so far, and a big warning that you should probably keep him if you've got him. Looking at Southampton then, not much difference from last week. We've not really gained a lot more information. In third place, it's Aribo, 13.3 predicted points. Adam Armstrong in second on 16.8 predicted points. He's got penalties, but he is prone to an early sub, as we've seen already. And Ben Brereton Diaz still in front, 17.7 predicted points. Remember, he's an out-of-position prospect, listed as a midfielder in FPL, but playing as a striker. He could be one to watch, given that Southampton have got a very good run of fixtures. Surely some returns have got to come soon, and they're most likely to come through him. Combining all of that together and pitting the form v the fixtures, bearing in mind that we've got more fixture information than form, this is the overall chart. As you can see off the bottom, Ipswich, Everton, Southampton, Wolves all look like avoids. Leicester, Crystal Palace are down there as well, given their form at the start of the season, which is a shame to see. But it's more interesting to find out what's going on at the top of the table. And in third place, it's Liverpool, second place Brighton, and in top spot Manchester City. Now, if you're looking to wildcard this week, I would be looking carefully at those teams at the top of the chart and think, have you got enough of an investment? I mean, in my side, I'm doubled up on City, doubled up on Liverpool, one Arsenal player, so I'm probably okay. I could do with a few more, but if you're looking at that and you've not got investment from these teams, that could be the tipping point for flipping and putting the button on the wild card. But also bearing in mind as well, within that decision making, where to go for the premiums. So let's have a look at my wild card team using these form v fixtures charts. Now, given that Manchester City and Liverpool are in the top three, it felt right to go with the two big premiums. So it is a Haaland and Salah team. I've only picked 11. There is enough funds to pick the bare bones for the bench. But yes, Haaland is in, as is Salah. We've doubled up. And looking at where to go in terms of cover from an attacking perspective within the defence, I've also picked up Trent and Vardiol. Brighton, I've gone with the AI predictions and gone João Pedro over Mitoma. He provides great value and is the perfect player you need to be able to afford Haaland and Salah. And Lewis Dunk comes in at 4.5 million as a nailed-on route into the Brighton defence, capable of an attacking return himself. Moving further down the list, Arsenal are in fourth place in the overall chart. Havertz over Saka, again to save funds. You're going to save around 2 million going with Havertz, and I think with Jesus injured, providing that Arsenal don't sign another number 9 in the next couple of days, then I think Havertz is a great FPL pick. Also looking at getting on board the Arsenal defence, David Raya significantly cheaper than the rest of the Arsenal backline. He starts between sticks, 2 clean sheets in 2 games so far this season. I think they've been fortunate to keep those 2 clean sheets, but it's testament to how good a defence they are that they can get those clean sheets even when they don't deserve them. Spurs were 5th in the table with money getting increasingly short. It's Maddison that comes into the attack over the likes of Son. I think Maddison's going to do very well this season though. He looks to be back at his very best. He made a fast start last season. Hopefully he can stay fit. Chelsea were 6th in the table. We've gone with Madueke here. A little bit of a knee-jerk after his hat-trick last game week, but I think, you know, Palmer isn't high enough. Well, Chelsea aren't high enough in the rankings to justify the funds on Palmer. Hopefully Madueke, around 4 million cheaper, can cover those Palmer returns. And the final spot in the midfield goes to Aston Villa's Rodgers. He's just started the season at 5 million in a price rise now, but again, could be fantastic value. So if I was putting a wildcard team together, this would be what it would look like. The big takeaways, Haaland and Salah seems like the way to go because there are budget picks emerging in the rest of the attack, but I think he can go big at the back still with those premium defenders in defences that are keeping clean sheets. Liverpool, 2 clean sheets. Arsenal, 2 clean sheets. City arguably should have had 2 clean sheets themselves as well. If you are on a wild card this week, let me know in the comments what you think to this side, and hopefully this video has been informative to help you to realise whether you need to play a wild card or not. How far are you away from this squad? Is it somewhere that you can get to in just a few moves? And check out Fantasy Football Hub with 50% off right now. You can get the customizable fixture ticket and the points predictions and much more. That offer ends this weekend, so hit that link in the description to sign up. I'll be back tomorrow with the experts team, so hit that notify bell. Thank you for watching.